right, welcome back to the Real Estate Huddle. This is episode 87, where we're going to be walking you through the top 10 up-and-coming neighborhoods in Denver. A lot of these rankings have come from niche.com and other sources, but we're going to be talking about these neighborhoods because related to their price point, these are neighborhoods where people are kind of refocusing their efforts and where you can actually get a pretty decent deal right now. And we feel like is projected to rise, and these websites do as well. And a lot of these, some of these neighborhoods have been just on a crazy price increase for years, right? For over a decade. And we've seen things slow down a little bit as far as that goes, but they're at a point where a lot of people can't afford to be there. And so people that can afford a payment around $4,000, $4,500 a month are looking at some of these other areas that we're going to talk about today.
And also, just due to the urban sprawl, some of these places that used to be kind of too far away, removed from the city, are now relevant.
Yeah.
So, number 10 on our list is one of them that really sticks out to me. That was kind of always out in the outskirts. That's now almost on the city limits. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, secret's over. Why don't you tell us what is number 10?
All right, number 10.
Let's start with the countdown.
The Pinery. It's in the city of Parker. So beautiful area. Really large lots. Good mature trees. So what are the offerings of larger lots? Population is about 11,740. You're at about 6,000 feet elevation, so you're going to feel some altitude there. Spacious homes, wildlife, so you're going to have deer eaten out of in your backyard. So your dogs are probably going to have to get acquainted with some of the local wildlife pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
So great hiking areas and stuff like that. It's ranked number 13, best place to buy a house in Denver by niche.com. So nice on that one. So your median sale price is $880, based in February of 2025. So, from redfin.com. So
yeah, not the best curb appeal, I don't think, but it's like the lots, right? That's why people buy in there. It's just to have the space. A lot of the curb appeal is from the 80s. And so you see construction that's a little more bland, I think, on the exteriors. But the interiors, some of them have been opened up and they have really nice remodels done and they look awesome inside.
Very popular, the Brady Bunch staircase, like where the steps are open. You're going to see that rather often.
Well, you're dating it, but like when the Pinery was developed, that was 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was nothing.
Yep.
Now it's these ginormous 1 acre lots in the midst of this very highly developed Parker.
Yep.
So
and
it's worth putting up with a little Brady Bunch-ish architecture.
Totally. And they split it up between North and South Pinery, and you've got the Pinery Golf Club that's there as well. So that's kind of a big attraction is the golf course. And then up and down Parker Road and Jordan Road, you've got a ton of commercial. So just lots of restaurants and cool spots around town.
Yeah, close proximity there.
Yep. And pretty close to Main Street Parker too, where they do like the Parker Days in the summer and like all the outdoor markets and stuff like that. So it's a good spot. All right, number 9, Chad.
Number 9, Eastridge Ptarmigan Park. It's in part of Aurora. I'm looking at the map. So Aurora, we talk a lot about Aurora. There's a lot of great in Aurora. There's a lot less great. So this is kind of above Yale, below Iliff, west of 225, which is east of 25. So that's so small, tranquil neighborhood, lots of parks, great access to all the highways that matter, as I just noted. Population of about 2,000 folks. It's at 5,400, so not quite as high as the last. Very low crime rates and excellent schools, which is noted because we're talking about Aurora, Colorado, which doesn't always talk about that. Up and coming, it's ranked number 6, best place to buy a house in Denver by Niche, as we mentioned. I think that reflects older architecture, but everything around it is great, and there is still some value to be had here.
Yeah. Yep. And
so median sale price of $475. That was from last year, which is up 13% that year, which is a higher increase than the rest of the market.
And being west of 225, you're in a really good spot there. Like you've got the Tamarack Center and the Denver Tech Center is like right
there.
Like 5-10 minutes away, you're at work if you work at the Tech Center. So I think that's why it's one of the best places to live. And you're not so far removed from the mountains. You can still see everything pretty well. Yeah. So good spot. All right, number 8, up and coming neighborhood is Mission Viejo, also in Aurora. Okay, this one is actually just north of the Cherry Creek School District, so you're going to be just outside of that. But it's a suburban area that's got lots of parks. Its population is 7,800, so you've got more people flowing to this part of town because of the price point. Average price is $458,000, and you're still within 20 minutes of downtown and the tech center. So you kind of drive from the mountains until you can qualify, right? And so I think a lot of people are going east to get to neighborhoods like this. Mission Viejo was a famous developer.
Yeah, it's a huge
California for Mission Viejo, California, right? They're the ones that developed all of Highlands Ranch. So pretty good builder and developer that built some good homes there, and you've got a good spot where people can afford a payment and still be in close proximity to everything, and still have some parks and some nice community features.
Yeah. All right, number 7, Carriage Place in Aurora. So relative, so this is kind of east of Cherry Creek State Park, but west of E470. So, and it's kind of sandwiched in there on the north side of Hamden and south side by Quincy. Buckley Road is kind of on the west border of that. So to kind of get you a little bit of proximity for where it is. So nice area, very family friendly, quiet neighborhood in Aurora with lots of green space, population of about 15,000. Elevation, you're at like 5,300 feet. So you're about that mile high mark that Denver's famous for. Highlights the low crime rate, great schools, plenty of parks and outdoor activities. So, and it's ranked number 11 as the best place to buy. So housing market median sale price is $467K. Based in September of 24 was the last data there. So that's up 29.7% year over year. So that's kind of an area that's a real nice location to be able to, it's kind of where the sprawl has taken it. So
I don't know a lot of places that have had 29% appreciation year over year.
Yeah, that's not very sustainable.
It's crazy. So like that's a pocket where it went from being like very entry level single family, right, to now all of a sudden like it's catching up with some of these other areas over there and becoming the spot where people, again, it's all about affordability right now. Yep. That's what people need.
All right, number 6, Talon's Reach, also part of Aurora. So out-of-staters, we've talked a lot about our highways. 225 goes to the airport. 470, if you're looking at me, is what kind of goes around to the east and north. And then just on the outside of kind of where the elbow is Talon's Reach. So a beautiful suburban neighborhood part of Aurora. Great views. Lots of great shopping, still great access to highways because you got 470 right there. About a mile high. Great access to the downtown. You're not very far from Lone Tree. Great shopping mall, or what do we call that? What's the term? Resort. Shopping resort. Great schools. Ranked number 12 best place to buy a house in the Denver area by niche. Median price is $765, so that's pricier. And that's as of February of this year. And that's down year over year versus some of the other properties we were just talking about, down 16% from previous. So there's a lot of newer builds there, larger homes. It's still a great value if that's the price point you're looking at.
Definitely. Awesome. All right, then we're top 5 now. So number 5 is Frederick, Colorado. So you got to drive a little bit more to get to this one.
It's far north side.
People are flocking more towards Fort Collins, and this is just right off I-25, right, just north of Longmont, basically. So Longmont is kind of your connection to get into Boulder. Instead of going west to Boulder, you would just keep going north to Frederick. And Frederick's beautiful. It's got just some really cool town architecture. It's this bridges and just little cool features about it. And you've got lots of space, open area with big lots that have been used a lot by builders to build new construction. And they're also developing tight up there too, because they know it'll fill out and continue to develop. But if you're a split family that one of you's working in Denver, one of you's working in Fort Collins or Boulder, this could be a really good option for that to keep the pricing down, because Boulder's pricing is way up there. and still stay in close proximity to work on both places. But it's got a historic downtown. It's got some really cool features. The National Museum, Carroll Creek Park is really cool to look at. And then they've got Baker Park, just some really good outdoor environment. And you'll see a lot of people that do use the outdoors up there. And so really good one to check out. And, elevation wise, you actually go down a little bit. You're at about 5,000 feet. And
Northern slope.
so you'll notice those 200 feet. I mean, I'm just kidding. Like, probably won't notice it all, but we're just goofballs that like to point out altitude on every single.
Because it matters.
Yeah.
We're a mile
People
high.
coming from outside of they're like, why do you guys
Hey,
care about elevation so much?
Hey, that's why Castle Rock gets more snow than Highlands Ranch, because it's a little bit higher.
You'll see 5280 everywhere
Yeah.
if you come out here, because we're proud of being a mile high. But definitely offers a safe environment. Again, lots of outdoor activities. And it's ranked number 10 on best suburb to buy a house by niche.com as well. And medium sales price there is about $549. You get some bigger homes, I think, that bring that up. Because people that are like, I just want a big house and I don't care how far I have to drive for it, maybe remote workers.
Yeah.
Like, you've got some monsters up there that are more custom builds, and you could never do that in the city of Denver for that price.
Way more affordable.
Yep.
Got
Definitely.
Got a one less zero at the end of the price tag. So.
Yep. You got it. All right. Takes us to
All right.
4.
Number 4, Stonegate in the city of Parker. So where that kind of resides is, so you've got Jordan Road is kind of the north-south road, and Lincoln is the east-west. So it's kind of in the southwest corner of that. So really nice, good central location there in Parker itself. Population about 9,164 people. And the most important fact, elevation, it's 5867. So it's a great area. It's got a lot of shopping and shopping centers and restaurants and entertainment really close by. It's up and coming. It's ranked as number 5, and median sale price there is $450K, which is pretty impressive. Very affordable for living in Parker. It's a great area. Too bad Spencer's not here to really tout on that one. And
Yeah.
it's Parker.
Oh, man.
Oh well.
We have to shut him up. Yeah.
But houses here are selling there with an average of 29 days on market, which is about half that of what our normal average is at this current time. So that's pretty impressive. So that's a nice area. It's 80s vintage as far as builds.
Yep.
So you're going to see that. So that's where some of the newer builds were on the south side of Parker. So people are wanting to be closer to things. So they're going back to the north side. And
Yep. A lot of late 90s too. Stonegate's full of that. It's just a big multi-plan community. It's awesome. They've
Yeah,
got
very
amenities.
similar age to Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, and West Parker is so close to the highway. I mean, you're still 10 minutes away from I-25 and that whole connection there to the tech center. And
Where's
You can
Spencer?
get out
We've talked a lot about Parker. We got no Spencer to layer in the nuggets.
But
slept in today. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3, Holly Hills. Holly Hills is technically part of Denver. I think Denver begins at Hamden Boulevard. Below that is Centennial. Above that becomes Denver. So this is a Denver address. It's a little enclave just to the east of I-25. So proximity to everything that you can think of. Very tight knit. Schools, I think that's Cherry Creek School District. That's pretty desirable. Not far from the reservoir. We haven't talked about the Cherry Creek Reservoir. That's another thing we should talk about. Great thing to do in the warm months. Access to water, et cetera, et cetera. So it's ranked number 4 of the best suburb to buy a house in the Denver. That's this current year. So median sale price is almost $900,000. That's as of this year. That's up 41% year over year. So I think that reflects, if you look just to the east, kind of off Orchard or east off Bellevue, where things are that much pricier. This is an older, more established neighborhood. Great schools, great sense of community. Doesn't always sound like it, but that's actually a pretty good deal, which is, I think, how it made this list, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a good spot. And number 2, We've got Erie, Colorado. Again, if
So
you're
you
in,
got Erie and Frederick, both you.
yes, I like to drive.
Yeah.
Listen to books on tape. No, I'm just kidding. There's some good spots where people are just willing to drive a little further, and get that home that they really want. Erie's a higher price point though, because you're closer to Boulder. So as more of a suburb of Boulder, you've got like Superior, Louisville that are higher price points. Erie's probably the most affordable, close in proximity to Boulder suburb. And it's fast growing, cool blend of really, suburban comfort with easy access to Boulder and Denver. And population there is 32,000. And you're right at a mile high. It's definitely known for its just having great parks, trails. You've got a little bit of water too, little lakes here and there, but very family friendly atmosphere. Lots of amenities, and it's up and coming because it's ranked number 3 as the best suburb to buy a house on niche.com. And as far as the average price goes, you're at $760, so a little higher than these $450 range neighborhoods. But again, we're talking, if you're in Boulder, you're over $1 million is your average price point. And so if you can get a home for, $250,000 less and only drive, 15, 20 minutes, then you're in a great spot. And homes are selling on average about 50 days there in Erie. But it's absolutely beautiful because you've got, Rocky Mountain National Forest, and all those parks.
It's kind of
right
the
there.
gateway to where you head up to the mountains.
Yep.
We don't talk a lot about Fort Collins much here, where Colorado Springs is, Colorado State University is. But I think Erie and Frederick are also very accessible to Fort Collins.
Yeah.
Which is, an hour north of Denver?
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes to Boulder.
Right. I guess if you had to draw a circle in the middle of a triangle, right, between like Boulder, Fort Collins, and Denver, you're driving a little further from Denver, but it's a really doable spot.
So I think this is so appealing because you have access to Denver, Fort Collins, and Boulder.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Brings us to number 1.
Oh, lots of pressure here. Number 1.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. All right. Roxborough Park. It's a part of the city of Littleton. It's down in the southwest corner. It kind of nuzzles in up against the Front Range, like right as the Hogback kind of is sitting back there. So you've got Roxborough State Park right by it. Waterton Canyon, which is kind of the gateway to the Colorado Trail. So that goes from
We spent one of our last episodes talking about a little town of Sedalia.
just
1 mile north.
Yeah. and they got electricity, so we're good. So, but yeah, the Colorado Trail starts from Waterton Canyon, can go all the way down to Durango, Colorado. So it's 470 miles of off-road adventure that you can have there. A lot of people it's a real famous hike that people do a lot of backpacking on that. They also have Arrowhead Golf Course, which is right down in that area, which is a very picturesque golf course.
Yep. And Ravenna Country Club too, which is awesome. Just a really nice country club right around there.
So, and you're going to be up close to the mountains where you're going to be having wildlife and that full mountain adventure, but you're also going to be close enough to a lot of the amenities. So you've got Sterling Ranch, which is kind of building from the north to the south, coming into where this Roxborough Park is. So nice setup. So it gets you that rural feeling with a neighborhood with beautiful views. So population of about 9,400 people. Your elevation is 5,600, 5,700 there. Again, a lot of hiking trails, good, strong sense of community. So the people that have lived in this community was kind of, far removed from a lot of the things. So it's probably 10, 15 minutes from the 470 loop further south, but now that's becoming way more populated. You'll see a lot more retail and stuff populate in that area. So especially with Sterling Ranch growing as much as it has been. It's rated number 1. So housing market, median sale price is just shy of $700,000, which is very affordable, and sell after an average of 88 days there. So still on that slow side. So it's a good opportunity to be able to buy there, but you're going to be really close to a lot of the things as the sprawl kind of continues to go on. So and then also you got Roxborough State Park, Chatfield State Park, which is right there. The Denver Botanical Gardens is right in that area. So, and if you're a road biker, that's the start of Deer Creek Canyon. So you can, there's a pretty famous road course that people ride up there. So,
The over-under on when he brings up biking, I had 2 minutes. It took almost 3.
yeah. Well, It
slower
happens.
today.
And I even started with road biking, so it was real tough. But no, there's quite a few mountain bike trails right up there too. So you can
Yeah.
take mountain biking up Waterton Canyon. You can go all the way out to Buffalo Creek and everything else out there too. So
Check my logic on this, gentleman, but everyone watching has probably heard of Red Rocks, right? You hear of Red Rocks because of the formation of the stone, the color, etc.
yeah.
I believe that if you go all the way south to Garden of the Gods, same line,
Yep.
Roxborough and Arrowhead Golf Course and some of that stuff, it's the same rock formations as you go
Yes.
north.
Yep.
They just
Stunning.
kinda made a concert venue out of it.
Now,
Yeah, they made a golf course instead. So, which no, that's exactly it.
that
So-
par three where you're literally, it's like a mini Red Rocks and you're hitting downhill. It's
Yep.
stunning.
Proximity
So-
snobs might say, "Oh, it's too far. It's too far to drive." Right, but we're talking what 20 minutes or to get to like. Well, let's just say you got like gas station and supermarket, right? Like right there, within
Yep.
5 minutes. But then you've got to drive. It's a fair point that you'd have to drive like 15 minutes to get to school. Sometimes there is an elementary school right there in Roxborough
They used
Village.
to come
Roxborough
up to
Park.
Thunder Ridge for high school, right?
Still, yeah, they're still coming up to Thunder Ridge High School and Highlands Ranch. So there's a bit of a drive for things like that. To get to a mall, it's probably 25 minutes ish, 25 to 30.
But you are nestled in the mountains. It's
Yeah.
pretty
So you
beautiful.
don't mind driving, and you value the nature. You value like the beauty around you. That's why it's number one.
Yep.
And pretty good price point for being a suburb of Denver, $679.
And your closest neighbor is a brand new build community in Sterling Ranch, so
Yep.
that's going to be spreading out even more.
Yeah.
So they've built up a lot of the infrastructure. So now you've got a connection to Santa Fe to be able to go east from that area
With
So-
wider roads.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it isn't so 2-lane roads and country road ditches anymore. They actually got everything set up. So
It's been a good decade. They've been working on that.
Yeah.
When is the construction going to end? That is the big question.
I feel like it's really close.
Yeah, it does feel like it finally. So, yeah, that's great. Well, this has been a good list. Hopefully that's helped. If you're a local here, looking for just like pockets in town where like, man, my home is appreciated a lot. Where could like the next up and coming
Next
area
wave.
be? Yeah, so that I can take advantage of that next wave. Maybe look at one of these 10 neighborhoods that we talked about. If you're, outside of our state looking to come here, hopefully this has been some good information for you and you understand some of these areas that are little pockets. Honorable mentions that didn't make our list because we wanted to talk about more of the like less known neighborhoods that people might not be thinking about. But still, when you think of people that are Denverites, right, that have lived in Denver for most of their lives, up and coming, you would consider like a lot of them are doing a little exodus to Highlands Ranch right now to get to that community that has more amenities that's still within striking distance. Also, Castle Pines is an up and coming community that people are drifting towards to get down that way. Castle Rock, some of those bigger cities we didn't really mention much because we're focused on neighborhoods, but definitely good parts of town to look at as well. So thanks for listening, and we will catch you on the next episode.